Greetings, good people of the internet. It is I, Just Conspiracy, who just wishes to conspire with other good people to leave a better world for future generations than the world we all grew up in. So on August 7th of 2018, I published this public notice Lawless Authority video. Less than 1 week after that, Henry Ramo got served with this notice of service that the sheriff's department had lawful court process to serve him. And of course, the court was lawless as soon as they arrested us and had no documentation or no legal documentation to give them the right to do so. In my mind, they had not moved on this since April or May at all. Absolutely nothing. I believe this was a retaliatory action by the courthouse and the actors who are in government in Henderson County, North Carolina. Of course, we wrote the sheriff's department, the high clerk, along with several other actors of the government in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and they never even answered us. Just think about that for a minute, because even the King of England answered the petitions and the grievances of the colonists, even if it was not the way the colonists wished to be answered. Now, of course, at this time, Sheriff McDonald was running for re-election, and I will talk about that after you hear the audio. So here's another notice that was left on Joni's door on the 20th. So this would have been August 20th, a week after the first notice. And here is the final notice. And they said it was the 4th notification. It was actually the 3rd. And right here, they basically tell Henry Ramo that he will be arrested. They say willful refusing or delaying service can result in service by posting in newspaper and criminal charges. They are threatening him with arrest for not accepting unlawful service from an unlawful court. This is exactly what they do in certain cases. Now, as if it were an act of God, Joni ran in to Sheriff McDonald at a coffee shop the very next day. So on September 5th, the day after this was served, Joni ran in to the sheriff, and we're going to hear that audio. And I'm really excited about sharing this with you guys, because this is the way I believe everybody should treat their civil servants. Be nice, be courteous, and see what they have to say. Let's hear them out.
Are you the sheriff? Hi.
I am. How are you?
My name's Joni. It's good to meet you.
Good.
I've actually tried to meet you for a few years, and you're a hard man to find.
I am.
Yeah.
What'd you need?
Well, I want to show you this now that I saw you, which is awesome. Yeah. You know friends of mine.
Who?
Lots. I'm a pastor.
Oh, okay.
And I actually met you a number of years ago at Soteria, you know, Ernie and Melody.
Yeah.
I went to all their meetings.
Oh,
and,
did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I did want to ask you about this now that I have it here.
Sure.
Your office sent this to my dad. It's not the 4th, by the way. You should correct him. It's the 3rd notification. About claiming this. Can you tell me, he's been out of town. Is there actual criminal charges if he doesn't come pick up this notice?
Which one is this?
His name is Henry Ramo, which you must be familiar with his name.
I'm not really, because at my level, I've got people that do all, so I don't ever hear about anything until there's a complaint.
Oh, I'm sad to hear that, because I tried to reach you for 3 years. I went into the office for 3 years and asked if I could have a meeting with you. It's never happened.
Well, usually
so this is like ordained.
Yeah, it may be. If they don't know what it's about, they usually protect me, because I can get in some really weird deals.
I tell them.
So what did they?
Well, they left this on my dad's door, and it's the 3rd notification.
Okay.
And it says if he doesn't pick it up, and he's been out of town, criminal charges. I believe this is something from Attorney Massagee trying to present him with papers.
Okay.
So, is there actual criminal charges against my dad?
It depends on what the underlying charge is.
It's an unverified bill that he's trying to collect on.
I'll have to check within civil process and see. Yeah.
Would you really check?
Oh yeah, of course I will. Have you got a number?
Pen
I can have somebody call.
I don't have a pen. I like the uniform. My dad's been going through a 5.5 year battle. In fact, he was just arrested by Judge McAvoy. And we've put papers in this 1303. I think it's you need a pen?
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. How about this? Because I'd like to hear from you. I really would.
All right, I'll call you, but whoever is handling this is going to need to explain that because, like I said, they take care of civil process.
Yeah, but it was the sheriff's department that allowed my dad to get arrested again for the second time. They said that it was on criminal contempt, but they arrested a friend with him.
Yeah. I mean, we can't arrest without a warrant.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did he just say that he cannot arrest without a warrant? Is that what he just said? Because on August 24th, I published this video talking about how you know court has no jurisdiction, and it clearly shows that the order for arrest that they had for me was never time-stamped, it was never returned by the sheriff's office, and more than likely, it didn't even exist when I actually got arrested. We could not even find an order of arrest or any paperwork for Henry Ramo being arrested. So that's really interesting. I'm glad that he agrees with us that they cannot arrest without an arrest warrant or an order of arrest.
We can't arrest without a warrant.
But how come he was arrested then for contempt when?
Well, if there was an order issued for contempt.
There's no order. I've been back and
Well, like
forth.
I said, that's why I don't like talking to folks. If I don't have the backstory.
Well, how about if you get the backstory and call me?
Do that.
I'm serious,
Yeah,
Sheriff. I'd love to hear from you.
All right.
Okay, my name is Joni, J-O-N-I. Ramo, R-A-M-O. And my number is, I'll give you both numbers.
Okay.
My home number is 5-0. And my cell number.
That's your home, you said?
Yes, sir. My cell is 720. By the way, Dr. Phil called to do a program on this. So I've been postponing that. I would like to not do that. Sure. But I would like to hear from you, sir.
All right. Let me see what I can do.
And you better take the case number down so you can do research.
Actually.
16 CVD 1303.
16
CVD 1303. Yeah, because we're mobilizing a bunch of stuff, and it would be good if we heard from our sheriff.
I'll see what I can do.
Promise?
Yeah, I'm a man of my word. You may not like what I have to say, but I'm not going to tell you something.
I'd be interested in anything you have to say, especially. My dad's 87 years old. He's a Korean War veteran. And there's a lot of things that's happened to him in this court system here in Henderson County that has not been right.
Okay, well, again, I don't control the courts at all.
Well, that may be true, but when they do say to arrest a man unjustly, your office has arrested my dad, and I've been falsely arrested.
Right. Okay.
If you look up in that court record, you will see that myself, my brother, and my dad have been arrested.
Okay.
Me, a pastor in this town.
I've seen a lot of pastors
right here in
and police get arrested. Well, thank you so much. I'll call you back.
You promise?
I told you.
How long do you think?
I don't know. I won't be going back into the office today. But,
well, I won't tell anyone I saw you here. So.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Well, it's good meeting you.
Joni Ramo.
All right, Joni.
I look forward to hearing from you.
All right. See you later.
Thank you.
Now that we've just heard that wonderful audio, let's go over a few things that Sheriff McDonald says. He says that he's not familiar with Henry Ramo or his case. How many other 87-year-old gentlemen do you know who go out and try and swear out a warrant against a judge? I believe that everybody who's high up in government in that county would have heard about that, would have been familiar with that case, especially if you are the sheriff and it was your men who arrested that individual. He tells Joni towards the end that he's a man of his word and he's going to get back in touch with her, even though she may not like what he has to say. He never got back in touch with her. He never got back in touch with her. He also says that he's seen pastors and police get arrested. Well, Sheriff McDonald, or ex-Sheriff McDonald, have you ever seen a judge get arrested? Have you ever seen individuals go and swear out a warrant against a judge because the man acting as judge did something wrong? That's what I wonder. We got this recording, as I said, the day after that last notice on the 4th of September. So it was September 5th. It was almost like a godsend. God's looking out and creating things the way he wishes for them to be. We didn't play the recording. We stayed in honor. knowing that this man was going to go through an election. And the reason we did that is because the word on the street, the people around town who were talking about that election, were not happy with this particular sheriff. We did not have reason to believe that he was going to be back in office. So there was no reason to come out with this information just to try to have him lose the election, have him blame it on this situation. He lost the election fair and square by pretty astounding numbers. I hope everybody has learned something from this audio. I hope it can show people how to confront and talk with their public servants without being confrontational, without being aggressive. This is not an us versus them game. If this is an us versus them game, it's only going to lead to a fight, and nobody wishes to see that or have that in their front yard or backyard. We all should come together to get along and do the right thing. But the people who wish to play actors in the roles of government, you got to do the right thing. You can't just stomp over people and stomp over their rights. And with people who are on the other side, you got to do the right thing too. Two wrongs do not make a right. Anyways, thank you everybody for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.
That's this case.
Judge, my name is Henry Ramo. That's my case they're talking about, and she is not my attorney of record.
Y'all go ahead and have a seat.
She's not my attorney of record. I'm telling you now, that's my case.
Have a seat. Mr. Sheriff, take Mr. Ramos, if that's his name, into custody.
Ramo,
The gentleman next to you, you going to have a seat, or you want to go with the sheriff also?
I hear you now. I hear what you're saying.
So, Mr. Sheriff, take both of them into custody.
What?
Step over here for me, please.
Don't put those on me. I don't give you permission to touch me.
Sir.
Do not touch me. I don't give you permission to touch me.